Right, we're stood outside St Mary's. Ever since his appointment, Louis van Gaal has touted Ryan Giggs as his eventual successor. But all the papers this morning, the last couple of days, have been banging on about Pep Guardiola. So we're going to talk about it. Stephen Howson, what do you reckon? Giggs, Guardiola, where do you stand? Who do you like? Who do you hate?
It's a very long and in-depth subject, really, because on one hand you've got Giggs, who we all want. He's the sexy appointment. He's the romantic appointment. He's the one I probably would go for, in all honesty, but
That's what we're talking about now.
zero experience. And then you've got, on the other hand, you've got Pep Guardiola, won everything that there is to win, loved by a lot, clearly one of the top coaches in the world in terms of the way he's able to implement his style of play. But I don't think he's all that great. He's been gifted a team at Barcelona, he's been gifted a team at Bayern Munich. I don't think he's got great success in the transfer market. I think there's a lot of question marks over him, and if he came to England and he was given a team that he had to build up and get to the next level, he's never done that. So you've got the choice of two really sexy names in Giggs and Guardiola, but I don't think either of them are the obvious answer. It's a big conundrum, honestly, it really is.
Adam, a sexy dilemma. I think that's what we've learned from Stephen.
I don't want Guardiola. I think he's a fantastic coach. I think he got a lot of criticism in his early days at Bayern Munich, but I think now we're starting to see the fruits of his labour at Bayern Munich. The results that they've had at the start of the season have been fantastic. The way they're playing is fantastic, and they're looking good. So it's obvious that he is working his philosophy in another country, in another team. People thought he could only do it at Barcelona because that's how it was set up for him. But I do think Giggsy could be our Pep. I know I'm a bit of a romantic and all that. I think whether we like it or not, Giggs is our next manager. I think that's happening. Yeah. And I genuinely believe he can do it. You hear how highly people like Fergie, Louis van Gaal speak about him. He knows the club inside out. You hear about how we're making signings for him. Apparently he's scouted Martial for about 6 to 7 months, and it was his decision to sign him. So I think with everything in place for Ryan Giggs, the way he knows the club, the way he loves the club, the way he knows our traditions, our values, everything, yes, it's a bit of a romantic appointment, but every single Manchester United fan will be backing that appointment every single way, and it'd be such a fantastic ride. Like, even if we finish 5th.
It would, but think of the risk that we've got. I mean, I am in the camp of let's get Giggsy, let's see what can happen. I like chaos, so Ryan Giggs as manager is chaos for me. I love that. Yeah. But what about the risk of if he doesn't succeed, if he doesn't come up to... I mean, he is the most successful footballer in England ever, right? Ever. There's not like, oh, he's in the top 10. Ever. He's the most successful player at United ever. He is an out-and-out, utter legend. And as it stands right now, he's getting a statue at Old Trafford one day. If he takes over as manager and he's not that good, the only way is that he diminishes his own reputation. Yeah. Unless he comes in and he does what Busby did or he does what Fergie did, he's going to be considered a failure. And I almost can't risk that for him. I don't want to see him kicked out of the club.
Taken lightly. Louis van Gaal knows what he's doing. He's coached other managers, great managers, Guardiola, Jose Mourinho, etc. So I have no doubt that he would have seen it in Giggsy and thought he could be the man. So
there's still the risk that he doesn't work with Ryan Giggs and that we have to sack Ryan Giggs. Can you imagine the day that we have to sack Ryan Giggs?
That's a horrible day, isn't it? Because I'm totally in Ryan Giggs' camp. The other thing about Guardiola, if you want to talk about him, is you have to question a manager, I think, who is managing the team that is supposed to be his club, and people say this is the best team of all time, and he walks away from it.
He walks away on his club.
Yeah, like, I don't want him at our club. If that, like, I want someone who's so determined that they're staying up all night scouting players, is going, this is me for life now. Yeah. That's what we have at our club. We have empires, not just people who come in and do a job. That's Guardiola.
Yeah, I can see Giggs fighting people about Manchester United, and if, like you said, if Guardiola's prepared to walk away from his club, he is the equivalent of Giggs at that club. Yeah. And if he's prepared to walk away from them, how hard of a decision is it for him to walk away from Manchester?
Anyway, everyone knows Guardiola's going to be at City anyway.
Kloppo.
Come on!
All right, we'll finish it there. I think it's decided everyone wants Giggsy. Let us know in the comments below. Do you want to see Guardiola or Ryan Giggs as the next manager of Manchester United? Watch Full Time Devils. Have a great life. We'll see you later.
Ryan Giggs is red and white. Me.